Jerry's actually gonna be doing something pretty cool for you guys. To kick it off.
All right, who'd like to make $100? 20.
Do everything. Copy my email and then copy Jerry's as well. So the biggest thing is what is light therapy. It's photobiomodulation according to the medical community, and that is because it uses light to modulate the biological responses in our body with light energy, photons in this case. That is when I got my poly back in 2020, maybe early 21. And then, so what happens when you put light on the body? It saturates your cells with enough energy to recharge them. It helps your cells do their jobs better. It has so many benefits, and I'm going to try to talk about the ones that I think are important for you and our industry. When you add light, it is 50 to 300% better at healing than if you weren't to use light at all. When I am talking about light, I am talking about the visible light range. I'm not talking about gamma, I'm not talking about like the heated infrared. We are talking about the lights that you can physically see. And just a little diagram of how far each of those lights penetrate into your body. All right, and then, so when you put light on the skin, you get a 1,000 to 10,000 photochemical enzymatic reactions in the first second. The community that is studying this, we still don't know all of the benefits, but we know a lot. So the biggest thing is your mitochondria and hemoglobin will take in that red light. Your cells will fill up with as much as they can possibly use, and then once they're pleased with that, it starts flowing over to other parts of the body. I like to think of it as a champagne fountain. Jerry will refer to it as the halo effect, but it can take those benefits throughout the bloodstream to other areas that might need it. So our cells are supposed to be amazing at taking energy from food. So we're supposed to be able to do that all the time, but injury, disease, a loud night of drinking and partying, dancing on a dance floor can debilitate that process. So what happens when our cells aren't functioning the way that they should? Inflammation increases, pain increases, you have less energy, and your range of motion starts to lessen. All right, the biggest thing a lot of people know is ATP production, but that will happen if light is not triggering our mitochondria. Our mitochondria are like little tiny mini organs in our system. They take in food, they take in dirt, they take in waste, and it converts into energy for your body. If this is not happening properly, it's called apoptosis. This is our goal with our mitochondria. It leaves the door open for your cells to die abnormally or even change into something like a tumor. So if things aren't happening the way that they should, it's just a snowball effect down. Free radicals are unstable molecules in the DNA. We should be beautiful and hydrated and healthy, but with oxidative stress, which is the downfall of the debilitating disease process that is aging, we will just kind of go into that abnormal apoptosis. Our cells start acting randomly, and then everybody knows what happens if you're not working properly. So cancers, diseases, chronic pain, but light therapy will help lessen oxidative stress. Our body has trillions of mitochondria, so you're not limited to, oh, it only is going to affect this. It affects every single part of your body in a positive way. Your mitochondria are 5 times more prone to oxidative stress. And if you think about the mitochondria as being what fuels our body, what controls all of our processes, we need to make those as healthy as possible. body, what controls all of our processes, we need to make those as healthy as possible. Mitochondria is our blood, because that process is to move energy throughout your body and not consume it. Going into that, I think we all know, if you know a little bit about red light, that it increases ATP production. ATP is critical to emotions, to living, for our body functions. If our ATP is not up to its top level, we would dwindle down to nothing without it. And then, so ATP is actually absorbed by C-oxidized cytochrome, sorry about that, in the mitochondria of the cell. So this triggers ATP production if that is moving around freely in there. But too much nitric oxygen in your cell is actually a really bad thing, because that prevents your cells from using oxygen the way that they're supposed to convert everything into energy. When you have nitric oxide in your cells, it's actually a bad guy, but once it's released out into the bloodstream, it is very beneficial because it increases your vasodilation. So when you have vasodilation, we shine the light, it reaches the blood vessel, it triggers that nitric oxide to be released. Your blood vessels relax, you will know it, it lowers blood pressure, your cells will get a nutrient boost, and you're happy. So it's going to take in bad diseases, viruses, stale cells. It's going to push them out faster and bring repair materials quicker into your areas that need it. And then the next benefit of ATP production, then the vasodilation, you get a reduction in pain. The major reason why there's an instant relief of pain is it actually blocks the nerve that triggers pain from making its way up to your brain. So it just completely says like, okay, I'm pain-free, and then there's going to be a reduction in inflammatory cytokines. This might sound familiar if you remember during COVID, the cytokine storm. That was really the turning point if people were hospitalized. The cytokine storm was actually what led to people being on ventilators. So proven, because of COVID, red light is now associated specifically to the reduction of, you get the reduction in the pain, you get reduction in inflammation, and just because of that, you actually can move easier, and if you move easier, you have less pain to begin with. So we all know we have better aging with red light. That is the majority of what people are going to come to you for first. They want to look young, they want to look healthy. So it stimulates collagen, it stimulates elastin, it stimulates your fibroblasts, it encourages your cells to regenerate better, and then that just leads to being healthy overall. And then just remember, because mitochondria are 5 times more prone to oxidative stress, which is the biggest reason why we start to age, physically, mentally. And then a superoxide dismutate is created in your body, mostly the liver. It helps your body neutralize free radicals. So when you shine light, your process of this is actually boosted. It is critical for preventing that oxidative damage, so it slows that aging down. We have a lot of celebrities that are using and promoting light therapy overall. So if you can tap into that as far as advertising, you might have the same units as some of these celebrities. They're kind of walking living proof that red light is working. All right, so you get a boosted immune response, and I'm not going to talk about this too much, but when you enhance different processes in your body, all of the functions, your lungs, your livers, your kidneys, your digestive system, will help protect you from all sorts of toxins. So you get improved liver circulation, which will pretty much take all the crap from throughout your body and flush it out through the kidneys. So we get a really nice boosted immune response. It's great if you have allergies. And we will talk in a minute about things that you can claim and not claim when it comes to your light therapy. But we've got an amazing anti-inflammation response. It's very important to remember when people are dealing with pain, it is a symptom of a disease process that is inflammation. So it prevents prostaglandin, which overall regulates inflammation. And if you have too much prostaglandin, it's going to increase cramps, it's going to increase arthritis pain, it's going to increase inflammation. So light therapy actually helps regulate that process, and then it mitigates that oxidative stress on your body. Right. Now, to break down everything that I just talked about, when you have a healthy cell, it takes your oxygen in, it converts everything into energy, and then something happens to where our bodies, our cells are compromised. Illness, disease, nights out drinking, and then your cells make that excess nitric oxide, which prevents your cells from using the oxygen like it should. So you have lower energy, you have more pain, you have more inflammation. But when you add the light, it knocks out that nitric oxide, it returns your cells to using oxygen better and easier, and then that inflammation is reduced, tissues are regenerated, pain is reduced. And then the biological responses that I quickly tapped into: the vasodilation, increased ATP production, the pain reduction, slowing of aging, reduced inflammation, and then the boosted immune response. Those are the ones that you can pretty confidently and easily say when people are like, what does red light therapy really do? Is it actually going to work? Yes, it does, and it's proven to do this. Now, there are some contraindications for light therapy, and it is not everybody's a candidate for it. So when I am going through with my clients, I'm always going to ask them if they have low blood pressure. If they do, it can cause the blood pressure to drop even further. You don't want to risk somebody passing out in your salon or spa. If they have epilepsy, you can't really see the light fluctuations in that, but it is moving like millions of times in a second. It can cause epileptic people to have seizures. Now, the one warning that is not really studied neither here nor there, but active cancers, the theory is if light therapy makes cells work better, it could make cancer cells work better. It's not proven either way, but as people in a practitioner role, we really do need to err on the side of caution with that. And then if you have blood thinners or hemorrhaging, if you're actively bleeding other than menses, it can cause risks of the clotting factors not working better and bleeding more. Pregnant and breastfeeding, contagious or infectious diseases, you're always going to want to refer people to their doctors because you just want to err on the side of safety. Now, if you overdo it in red light, it is rare, but it can happen. But think of it like how you would introduce people to tanning. Start out low, build them up. You can develop a thing called a Herx reaction. You want to be hydrated as much as possible. If somebody's coming to you for light therapy, make sure they are being hydrated. So you can get flu-like symptoms, you'll be sluggish, you might get a headache, you can notice changes in skin tissue that doesn't go away. These can happen hours to days after a light therapy session. The only way really to outdo a Herx reaction is by watering it down, vibrating it out, or activating lymph nodes, which you can do with a targeted light or little amps. You can't do it with a big unit. Now, when we talk about light therapy, it is very important to know how many joules a device is getting out. If we don't know, we can't tell how much is happening. So an effective dose is achieved when what you are going for happens without any consequences. 5 to 15 joules is amazing for skincare. 30 to 50 joules is a great therapeutic daily dose. And then anything after that really is going to be for healing chronic pain. I would never recommend anybody ever go over 100 joules of light therapy in a day. And to calculate joules, this is probably one of the most important things to know if you have a light therapy device and you want to double check what your device is putting out. Normally, you will be able to ask the device manufacturer how many milliwatts per centimeter squared are coming out of that unit. If you know that number and they don't, there are meters that you can meter it, but you're going to times that by 60, that's seconds, and then from that, you're timesing it by 0.001. That will give you how many joules per minute your device is giving out. So take a device that outputs 100 milliwatts per centimeter squared, that actually comes down to 6 joules per minute. So you would only go 1 to 2.5 minutes for a skincare dose, 5 to 8.5 for therapeutic, and then you would never want to do more than 16 minutes in that device because you do not want to go over 100 joules. Now, the FDA in 2016 created a general wellness category, and this is really important to keep in mind when you are deciding what you are investing your money in. You have products in that category like smartwatches and face brushes, and they're generally low risk. But with that, it's now very easy to register stuff with the FDA, and there's no additional testing on it whatsoever. So red light is now in the category of the general wellness. It's also called ILY. This has caused an influx of stuff on TikTok, on Amazon, even professional grades that are claiming certain things that actually aren't even going on because there's no testing for it. So when you have a device that is just a general wellness, the only things you actually can claim about that light device is that it will reduce pain, increase circulation, stimulate cellular repair and regeneration, or like muscle recovery. If you have something that is, there's no medical claims to it whatsoever, that is really the only thing you can say. You cannot say your device will get rid of wrinkles. You cannot say it'll help with weight loss. You cannot say that it, will get rid of your back pain. Unless your device is 510K registered. I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But as we evolve as an industry, I'm looking out for you guys so you don't get medical malpractice lawsuits or the FDA or the FTC knocking on your door. You should never use the word treat unless you are a practicing licensed physician. You can't make these claims. You cannot treat, you cannot cure, you can't mitigate, you can't prevent, you definitely not diagnose. But if your device is registered specifically for something, you can say those things. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about the 510K registration. To me, this is a gold standard for light therapy devices. It's because that device has been proven to do what it says it does safely. So units might be able to claim they're made for weight loss. They might be able to claim that they are good for fine line reductions and wrinkles. But if they don't have a 510K, you're limited to reducing inflammation, decreasing pain, increasing tissue regeneration. Now I will say, if you do an educational post about red light, absolutely talk about the benefits, but never claim your device does that. Just like tanning, we know the sun increases vitamin D. We can't say our beds do that without scrutiny from those things that govern us. So don't make claims, don't make promises, don't call your clients patients unless you are a licensed practicing doctor. And you should be clear of any wrongdoing in that area. Real quick, before I pass everything over to Jerry, does anybody have any questions for me? No? That's awesome. If you do, find me later. I will be doing a podcast and a webinar with Heartland. If you follow me on TikTok, I talk about red light all the time, and if you see me in the Tanning Salon Owner Forums on Facebook, I will always lend some advice if I can. But without further ado,
You want me to talk?
yeah, here's the amazing Jerry.
Round of applause for Kristin, everybody. I think you can stay right here, right? Or in the general area?
I got it.
Okay. So again, I'm Jerry Deveney. I'm with Poly, Red Light Therapy. I've actually been in the health, fitness, and wellness business going on 41 years. So this year's a big year for me. I started collecting Social Security, and I paid off my student loan. So anyway, as Kristin was saying about the FDA, Poly is a true FDA-cleared medical device, meaning you can go to www.fda.gov and you can find Poly. And I advise you that anybody looking at buying a device, I don't care if it's mine or someone else's, go to the website. If you can't find it, don't buy it. Because the device should either be registered, as you said, or 510K cleared, one or the other. Both is best, but whatever it is, one or the other. So red light, as we're finding, is we're still scratching the surface on red light. We're finding out more and more benefits. How many people here have red light in your salons? How's it doing for you? Excellent, pretty good. What I like about red light in general, let's face it, when you're doing tanning, as Mike Bloor would say, you're appealing to a very one-dimensional customer. About 10% of the population tans, that's about it. Whereas red light appeals to everybody. Everybody's a potential customer. I advise you this, if you're gonna put red light in, make the room look and feel spa-like. You cannot shortcut it. You just can't put it in a room with a lawn chair and say, hey, I got a red light or something, all right? Also, don't buy something on Amazon, okay? I'm not saying that those devices may not be cleared, whatever, but always ask. Say, do you have a 510K number? Do you have an FDA registration number? I would say 99% are nothing more than Christmas tree lights. That's what you're buying, and you'll regret it. So, how do people, you have a good time marketing the red light? Is it effective? Give me some ideas. How do you guys market it? What do you guys do? Any suggestions of what you do for marketing the red light? You want me to tell you how to do it? My advice is here's the best marketing thing for red light you can ever do. Is you create like a little business card, an e-card, you don't have to print it, and you put on it, this is good for 1 free week of red light. And you say it must be authorized by the front desk. And what you do is you email that, or you text it to your tanning customers, and at the bottom of it you say this is transferable up to 4 people. And let them do your marketing for you. Let them go home and say, hey mom, dad, look at this. You get a whole week of red light at the salon. It's free, just bring it in, transfer it, send them the card. I've seen that work tremendously. And how much time do we have left? Joe, are we doing good on time? Okay. I'm just going to make some general marketing statements about the business in general. Again, if you have questions about red light, stop me anytime or come see me at the booth. But when you want to enhance the way you look and feel, what can you do? You throw ideas. What can you do to enhance the way you look and feel? Wake up. Exercise. What else can you do? Just to change the way you look and feel. What can you do?
Get your hair cut.
Get your hair done. Very good answer. What else can you do? Tan. Who said that? Brilliant. What else can you do?
Skin care.
Skin therapy, red light, stuff like that.
You said drink water.
Drink water, take vitamins, right? Let me tell you something. This is the truth about Americans and Canadians and everybody else. When you want to enhance the way you look and feel, you know what the first step is that we always take? We spend money. That's what we do, right? Every January 1st, you're going to join the gym, you're going to buy the clothes, you're going to buy pills and all that stuff. We spend money to enhance the way we look and feel. You know why? It takes the guilt out of our lives. You join the gym. You may never go. But you feel good because you joined the gym, right? How many people join a gym in January and quit by Valentine's Day, right?
Absolutely.
Most of us, right? The point is, we enjoy spending money. We like it. People are ready to spend money. What you have to do in your salon is create a buying environment. All right? A buying environment is where the customer comes in ready to buy, not a selling environment. A selling environment is where you're chasing them around, saying, hey, smell this, try this, do this. Create a buying environment where they take the first step. And the way you do that is the postcard, the e-card, whatever, a week of free red light, something like that. Get them using it. Once they use it, they'll tell their friends and family. I know several people in this room have more than one red light device. How many polys do you have?
I have 2 polys.
Two polys. All right, I have several. I have 2 and 3. I don't know if I said this earlier, but just last month, I sold the second poly to the Skin Cancer Institute. So they're using poly to treat skin cancer. That should tell you right there it works. Okay, so these guys have all the money in the world, they can buy anything you want, they research it. So that's the kind of device that poly is. So it's the real deal. So, any other questions about red light, infrared, any light waves? Nothing at all? I know it's afternoon, bar's open.
Well, the 510 clearance that Poly has.
510K, yeah.
Yeah, 510K. What specifically does it say that you can claim, or is that based off of what you submitted?
Yeah, so the 510 question is what can we actually claim with the poly? So poly actually has 3 different 510K listings. Okay? We're cleared for fine lines and wrinkles, we're cleared for acne and blemishes, and we're also registered for pain management. Okay? You can make all those related claims with poly. The reason being is our red light treatment is for fine lines, wrinkles, and so on. Our blue light clear is for acne. However, 50% of the acne treatment is red light. Therefore, you can make the acne claim. We're also registered for pain management. We have a device that's red light and infrared. So since 50% of it is red light, you can make claims associated with pain management. Now, what you can't do is put a big sign that says come for your arthritis. You can't do that kind of stuff. You can't walk around in lab coat, as Kristin said, and so on. But you can make general claims about it, and they're all street legal. Those are the things you're allowed to do. But again, back to the 510K and so on, do your homework. Ask whoever you're dealing with, where can we find your device on the FDA website? If they say we don't need clearance, they're wrong. You have to register. Any device that emits radiation has to at least be registered. And red light technically is radiation. It's very gentle radiation, but it is a realm. Red light's also in the visible part of the spectrum, meaning if you don't see red light, it's not red light. If you see pink, it's not red light. I've measured devices on the market that have no more than 5 milliwatts. Again, they're no more than decorative lighting. You're being sold a bill of goods by these people. So, any questions now? That's it? We done early? So, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. I'll be by the booth at 5.